to choke someone, anyone, that person would have bruises on their neck.
I will not agree.
Sustained an objection.
You will agree that if Stefon Diggs used 10 out of 10 force to choke you, you would have bruises on your neck.
Objection. Sustained.
Now, you went to New York, you said, on the evening of December 2nd, true?
True.
And you stayed there until December 9th.
Yes.
And you had your phone with you all week.
Yes.
You took messages, you sent text messages.
Yes.
We know that because that's when you started talking about your money, right?
I did what?
You testified.
I asked for my money. I didn't talk about it. I asked for him to have finance sign off to pay me.
My mistake.
Thank you.
We'll get to that money too. And you didn't think it was important to record your injuries or take photos.
No, I was in shock. This is someone that I love that put his hands on me. That was not my first instinct, was to go and take a photo.
Sure. And then just...
This is the second time that she's mentioned that this is somebody that she loves. Yet, remember in the beginning when she said, I was not in love with Stefon. Girl, you obviously was. And the attorney threw shade again. She was like, yeah, we're going to get to that money also.
December 3rd, you didn't take any pictures.
No.
And December
A
4th...
very complicated relationship. No, I did not take photos.
And you didn't take any videos.
No.
And you didn't go to the ER.
No.
You didn't go to a walk-in.
He already had to pay my medical bills. Why would I go get more medical bills?
Objection, Your Honor. Move to strike.
The answer will be stricken on responsive, jurisdiction disregarded, not considered.
You didn't seek any medical attention, right?
Unpaid medical bills.
Your Honor.
Counsel second.
So, again, she supposedly was strangled or whatever she want to call it. However, she didn't seek any medical attention, didn't have any bruising, just redness. But she's sitting here wanting the courts to believe that she just didn't put this information out there because she was mad. Because again, you had people that was in his house. If he had choked her, she really felt like he was a threat to her. They would have heard them scuffing. And then even after they got out of that scuff, I feel like she would have actually said something loud enough or put up a fight saying that he actually attacked her in that room. Mind you, she didn't do that. It just comes to the point where she wants more money than he was willing to sign off on.
To be able to ask you questions.
Okay, I thought I was still answering the first question that you said. You didn't let me finish.
Ms. Adams, we're going to take it again, just a question at a time. This is an opportunity for a narrative, and so let her ask her question, and then answer the question, and if there is there's a feeling that you're not being allowed to entertain, but just take the question out. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You didn't tell them anything about being assaulted.
These are not people I trust to tell anything of that nature to.
They're just people that you trust to spend a week with.
These are people that I met through Stefon Diggs. I had no choice but to stay with him. I had no money.
I thought you just testified you had a ticket to Atlanta.
That Sonny brought.
And then you changed on December 2nd, right?
Yes.
And then you changed your ticket to Atlanta to go to New York
Yes.
with Shy and Sonny. I'm sorry, with Shy and Tolly, right?
Yes.
So you did have someplace else to
I
go.
changed the ticket because I didn't have money for Ubers to get home in Atlanta. Shy was going to pick me up from the airport.
This is unbelievable.
Okay.
I didn't have a place to stay in Atlanta. I given up my place to stay with Stefon Diggs. So I didn't have money for a hotel or Airbnb to go home to Atlanta.
All right, Ms. Adams, we'll go to the next question.
Thank you.
So she spent all the
You've
money on
traveled
him.
with Shy before, right?
Yes.
You went with her to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
You're actually friends with her, aren't you?
Associates.
Right.
Work. Co-workers.
Well, you traveled to another country with Shy.
It's levels to friends. It was a co-worker. I just met Shy in August.
Did Steph go on that trip to Trinidad and Tobago?
No.
Okay. And that was in the fall of 2025?
Yes.
And then you went on another trip in the fall of 2025 to see Shy, right?
No, I didn't go on another trip. I was told to leave the house, so I went to stay with Shy because I didn't have anywhere to stay.
Okay. And Shy picked you up in her car, you said?
Yes.
And can you describe what the inside of her car looks like?
It's a white car. I think it's burgundy or something like that.
So the outside is white?
Yes.
And then the inside is burgundy.
If most as I remember, I can't say exact.
Okay. And Shy has a dash cam right in her car, doesn't she?
Not that I'm aware of.
You didn't see a dash cam in her car?
No, I saw where you see the speedometer and stuff like that.
No, not down on the panel where people look when they're driving. Up on the top of her car. There's a bar on the top of her car with a dash cam on it, right?
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
No.
Okay. Did Shy ever tell you that she had a dash cam in her car?
No.
Okay. Did you know that you were being recorded on that dash cam on December 2nd?
No.
Did you know you were being recorded on December 3rd?
No.
You know now you were recorded, correct?
Yes.
And you've seen the videos that came from Shy's dash cam in her car, true?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen them yet?
No.
Your Honor, permission to publish Exhibit 5. I understand it's already in evidence.
She's just excited to go up against somebody that is fucking him too. It doesn't make sense, girl. You said and thought you could call somebody that was literally still attached to him. That's crazy. She really thought that she could confide or trust somebody that was really attached to Stefon Diggs and fucking him too. Oh God. Maybe they've been having some child menage a trois. I don't know what's going on here, but it sounds crazy that she thought that she could trust the individual, and then lo and behold, they had a whole dash cam that they had to turn over to Stefon Diggs and his attorneys for them to even know that there was a conversation that was had, and it was caught on dash cam via Shy's car. Whew, baby. Trying to tell ya. Well, if you're just finding out now, or you just found out on yesterday, you know now, honey. You better stop trusting Shy. Shy is definitely on Stefon Diggs' team.
In this case, in Exhibit 5.
I can't see.
Hang on there just quickly.
This is just showing that this young lady was upset. She was upset about something. Just a sec, guys. I'm going to just let that call roll out because I forgot to mute my phone.
You first became aware that there were videos of you last week?
Yes.
I don't know, Ms. Adams, were you able to see that person in that video? If not, we can play the whole thing. Okay.
These women got to stop letting these athletes, these rappers, these men, period,
So while this
use and
is playing, Ms.
abuse.
Adams, do you recognize that person on the video as you?
Yes.
And you're sitting in the front seat of Shy's car?
Yes.
And this is you when you were just after you were picked up from LaGuardia Airport on December 2nd, right?
Yes.
Was there someone else in the car to your memory? I'm sorry?
No, not when she picked me up.
Okay. Did Tally Moses also get picked up from LaGuardia just after you?
No, she got picked up with her boyfriend out.
Okay. But she was eventually in that car with you. So Shai was driving the car, is that right?
Yes.
And then you're in the front passenger seat as we see you?
Yes.
And then did Tally sit in the back behind you?
Shy.
I'm sorry?
Behind
Shai? Okay. And this was all on December 2nd?
Yes.
And this is the day you say you were violently assaulted?
Yes, that doesn't justify or prove that I wasn't assaulted because I learned how to save face.
Okay. Mr. Petalwell, can we also show the next video? And the name's also on Exhibit 5.
Your Honor, just for clarification, there's Exhibit 5, I think, is just a number of videos in one exhibit.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Richard.
And do you recognize the person in this video?
Yes.
And that's you in Shai's car again?
Yes.
And this is the next day, right? It's December 3rd. Do you recognize that? Well, I might not be able to see.
Shy must have got some money for them to get that footage. Shy got paid, honey.
I'll give you
Allegedly.
Mr. Petalwell's is marked as Exhibit 5 also, the stills,
The stills are
6 and 7. I should have marked as Exhibit 7.
Shy most likely got that same $100,000 that she wouldn't accept.
You recognize that person as you?
Yes.
And that's you in Shai's car, right? When you visited her in New York City? And you say you don't remember if that's, what date that is? Your Honor, I'm sorry, may I approach one more time? I could direct yours.
I didn't say I didn't remember what date it was.
Oh,
I can't tell the date. I don't remember. I was in her car, I stayed for her the week.
okay.
You're telling me it's December 3rd.
If I can direct your attention to this line right here. See how it says 2025 1203? Do you know what that means? Okay. But this is you on your New York trip
Yes.
with Shai in her car.
My New York State is shy.
Okay.
This has not been preliminarily marked. Parties offering it.
I believe that is intended to be in the thumb drive. It's in the thumb drive separately.
Stills, though, I think Mr. Clerk is referencing, have not been more than 6 or 7 months. So if you want to advance that there.
Stefon
no
James
objection
over
to
there
those
with a
stills being
whole crew
marked
that
as 6 and 7.
shares. They love sharing. He got the sharing and caring crew. They share
Yes, thank
together,
you,
honey.
Mr. Clerk, and this is,
The copy for the court.
yes, sir. Exhibit 6.
The finer things at
Baby,
Domino's
this is
come
the
in
time,
black and gold
girl.
boxes.
It's not looking good. She might get some money, but I don't think it's going to be what
Allergic
she thought it
reactions,
would
I
be.
used to hesitate using a needle
Especially
injector
after
until I
Shy
said,
done released
hello,
them
Dad.
damn
The only
footage.
needle
And then you also had some videos taken of you by Tolly while you were in New York, right?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Do you remember? Well, first, you, Shai, and Tolly all stayed in Brooklyn in New York from December 2nd to December 9th, right?
Yes.
And you all stayed in the same bedroom,
Yes.
slept in the same bedroom.
Yes.
And we're together a lot of the time that week. True?
Mostly yes.
Okay. And there was one night where you and Tolly were kind of goofing around with the video and taking videos. Do you remember that?
I don't recall it.
Okay. Mr. Kettlewell, can we play Exhibit 8? And, well, before we do, I would move Exhibit 8 into evidence. It's a video from December 6th. Thank you.
Just no objection to that for the record.
And Ms. Adams, did you you recognize the person on that video?
Yes,
Who is that?
me.
And that's in Shy's bedroom, right?
Yes.
Where you, Natalia, and Shy spent the entire week, right?
Majority Tyler would sleep on the couch some days.
I'm sorry?
Tyler would sleep on the couch some days.
Okay. But in that video, Holly was videoing you, right?
I don't recall that.
You don't remember that?
Yeah, but we were upstairs.
Okay. Mr. Kettlewell and Your Honor, I would move in Exhibit 9, which is another video from that same time. December 6th, 2025.
Yes, for the record, it's also yes.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ms. Adams, that was you on that video, correct?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I would move in stills as Exhibit 9 and 10. Those are stills from Exhibit 8.
No objection.
Thank you. And Ms. Adams, I just ask you to look at those and tell me if that's a fair and accurate representation of you from the week you spent in New York,
That day, yes.
December 6th, 2025.
Yes.
Your Honor, may I publish to the jury? Thank you.
For the record.
I am offering to the jury Exhibits 9 and 10, which are two stills taken from the second video of Exhibit 8.
No objection.
Are there any more video clips, counsel, you'll be using, or can we put the lights back on?
I think we can put the lights back on, Your Honor. Now, Steph and his group got back from Miami to his Dedham home on December 7th, correct?
I'm not sure the day he got back. I got back on the night.
I'm sorry?
Tuesday. Well, it was late in the night. Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. The night I got back.
Well, you know he got back to the Dedham house before you did.
I didn't know that. When I got there, I realized that he was there. I was in no communication with him on what day he was coming back.
But you were in communication with him.
To ask for my pay, yes.
Can you turn to tab C, which has been marked as Exhibit 3, please? And you testified about the text exchange you had with him at around 12:30 on December 2nd, where you called him a pussy, right?
Yes.
And then he said, "Show me I'm pussy," and you said, "Will do."
Yes.
Right?
Hardy's
Yeah.
prime rib experience with a
Baby.
100% American
This
Angus
the
burger
part
at
I
a
kind of
not so
want to
fancy
see
price.
if they're going to mention who she was talking
And
about.
then he said, "Show me I'm pussy," and you said, "Will do."
Yes.
Right?
When she
And then
said
if
I'm
you
a
turn the
fucking asshole.
page, if you look to the next message from you, so in Exhibit 3, there are bubbles, right? There's blue bubbles, you see, and green bubbles.
Yes.
And do you understand the green bubble to be Steph Diggs' messages
Yes.
and the blue bubbles to be your messages?
Yes.
Okay. And if you look on the page, I hope you're on the right page, it ends in that number on the bottom right corner at 118. Do you see that number? May I approach?
Yes.
looked at? Looking at 118, your first message. And do you see down here these numbers here?
Yes.
So this message was sent on December 5th, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you sent it.
Yes.
So now this is 3 days after the violent assault that you talked about. Right?
Yes.
And what did you say in that message?
How can you approve my pay with finance, please? I have to pay my insurance this month. Thank you. Please and thank you.
Okay. And then if you could look at the next message. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's hold that for a second. So you were texting with Steph Diggs in the week you were in December. I'm sorry, in the week in December you were in New York, right?
I texted Stefon one time.
Okay. But your testimony is you don't know when he was coming back to the Dedham house.
I did. I didn't know the exact date.
You did. But you knew he was coming back.
Yes.
Because that would be important to know, right?
I've worked in this industry. I went off of a previous client schedule. They normally will return on Tuesday. So
Well,
I was in guest mode.
But the last time you saw Steph Diggs was when he was assaulting you, you said.
That wasn't the last time I saw Steph Diggs. I said here that I walked in his room after the assault before I was leaving to give him his birthday gift.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. You gave him a birthday gift after the assault happened.
We were friends for 4.5 years with a very complicated relationship.
Okay. So if I could ask you actually to turn to Exhibit 4, which is behind the tab D. And Your Honor, this is an evidence. And if you look at that number on the bottom right corner, turn to the page that ends in 173. And I'll ask you some questions before we get to that substance, okay? I think you testified on December 9th you went back to the Dedham house, right?
Yes.
And you got yourself an airplane back to Boston, right?
Sonny got me an airplane back to Boston.
Okay. And you landed at Logan Airport at night.
Yes.
Then you took an Uber to the Dedham house.
Yes.
You arrived around 11:30 p.m.
Yes.
You were alone.
Yes.
You came by yourself.
Yes.
Didn't bring anybody.
No.
Okay. And when you got in the house, you went and knocked on Steph's bedroom door.
I went to put my things away and I knocked on his door. Yes.
I'm sorry.
I went to put my things away and knocked at his door.
And that was around midnight on changing over from December 9th to December 10th, right?
That's what it says here. I don't recall the time. This is what the messages say.
Well, he didn't open his door, did he?
His code was different. He changed the codes when I came back.
Right. Because in that house, the bedrooms all had key codes on each door,
That
didn't
he
they?
controlled. Yes.
Did the bedrooms all have key codes on that door?
Yes, that he controlled.
I'm sorry. This is a yes or no question. See if you can try it. Did all of the bedrooms in that house have different key codes on them?
Yes, that he controlled.
So you can.
What do you mean?
You had a key code on your door, right?
Yes.
And if it was shut, it would be locked, right?
No. The door had issues. I would often text Sunny because she checked and make sure my door was locked.
I'm sorry, when did you text Sunny that to please check if your door was locked?
Child, baby. And then people tired of her not answering these damn questions and trying to add her little inputs here and there.
Your door was locked.
When I left the first week of November, when he made me leave to have female guests over.
Your Honor, move to strike.
That answer is not responsible will be stricken and the jurors will disregard it.
So on December 9th, round about midnight, when you got back to his house alone, you went and knocked on his door, right?
Yes.
And he didn't open it,
I
right?
didn't knock. I tried to get in the door.
Okay, you tried to walk into his door.
No, that's how I would go in his room. I would unlock his door.
Sure, just like always, right?
When he needs food and his door was closed, I would go in his room.
Right.
I never went in his room without permission.
You going in there on December 9th is no different than any other day, right? And when you weren't able to get in, you actually sent him a text message, right?
Yes.
And you told him, can you read what you told him?
I was coming to ask you what time you have to be at work and to say hi.
Okay. And then you just went right back to work, right?
Yeah, I went to bed.
I'm sorry?
I went into my room and went to bed.
You went into your room and you went to sleep
Yes.
by yourself
Yes.
in the house
Yes.
with Steph Diggs there.
Yes.
And then the next morning you got up and you made him breakfast.
Yes.
Now you told Officer Ellis when you reported the assault that you left your position on December 2nd. Do you remember that?
I was saying I left the house. I didn't leave my position. I was really going back to get my things. I had no plan, with nowhere to go, so I needed to be nice there.
Did you tell Officer Ellis, after the alleged assault on 12/2/2025, Adams left her position and left the residence to stay with a friend in New York?
Left my position mean I left to get on a plane and go. I didn't tell them I quit. That didn't mean that I quit.
You didn't quit.
No.
Did you tell Officer Ellis that on 12/9/2025, you returned to the house just to get your property?
Yes, I was going to get my property.
But you were also going to work for a while first?
Basically, I was going to get my property. I was trying to get my money. I asked Mr. Diggs the next day about my money when I returned to the house.
And you kept on cooking and doing your job for a whole nother week, didn't you?
No, I stopped cooking. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't cook over the weekend. Because I said on the 11th, I asked Mr. Diggs in front of his mother and Shy Charles about my pay.
Okay.
That was another text.
I'll ask a different question.
Okay.
On several days of that week, you simply kept doing your job, right?
And asking for my pay.
That's a yes or no question now.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You kept doing your job.
Yes.
Officer Ellis was wrong when he wrote that you left your position on 12/2.
I left the house, so him putting position didn't mean that I left my job as a chef. I left the house on December 2nd.
So you told Officer Ellis that you left your position, but you meant you left the house to go to New York.
Yes, I left for the day. It wasn't that I was saying I quit or saying it in a way that I quit my job. I didn't say that.
You've mentioned Mr. Diggs' assistant, Sunny, a couple of times, right?
Stealing Sunny, yes.
I'm sorry?
Stealing Sunny, that's what he calls her.
Your Honor, I move to strike, and I'd ask that the witness be instructed to please answer a question.
That answer will be stricken in the jury's witness. Again, if you don't understand the question, please ask the counsel to restate it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sunny was a friend of yours, wasn't she?
No,
Ms. Adams, you texted Sunny all the time, didn't you?
because that was my contact. Go-to contact for payment, go-to contact if I didn't have access to his card or I didn't have no money on my card to order food. And we would discuss things at work.
I'm going to show you a document. Take a look and see if you can recognize that as text messages between you and Sunny.
Officer, can I see what this is?
Oh, of course. Sorry.
Not the stealing Sunny. Girl. She tried to tell her Diggs.
recognize that document as text messages between you and Sunny?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, Your Honor, may I approach? This document doesn't have numbers on it, so I'm just going to do it through. Do you see where the messages start on Thursday, December 11th, at 7:44 a.m.? You see that?
Yes.
And this is an exchange between you and Sunny, right?
Yes.
And you write to her, morning, did you change my door code, right?
Yes.
And that's what you were just talking about. Each door has its own door code in Steph Diggs' home, right?
Yes.
And you were having trouble getting into your door code on December 11th.
Yes.
And had you been having trouble getting into your door code since you got back on the evening of the 9th and 10th?
When I walked in on the 9th, it pushed right open.
Okay. All right. So it changed in somewhere around there.
When the morning, maybe when I walked out the door, that morning I made breakfast. If I'm not mistaken, that's the morning that,
Ma'am, I'm just going to stop you.
Okay.
It's not responsive.
all right.
All right? So on December 11th at 7:44, you asked Sunny, did you change my door code? And she says, no, I don't know the code. Right?
She doesn't have access to change the code.
Okay. And she says, Rich? Question mark. Who's Rich?
Rich was like, somebody that helped around the house.
Maintenance.
He was like a maintenance guy.
I call him that.
Someone to help around the house?
He did a lot of stuff for Mr. Diggs.
Okay.
He was
And
an
he was at the
amazing
house a
person.
lot, right?
If we need anything, yes, we would call Rich.
Okay. And you say to Sunny, I asked, he hasn't answered yet. And then you say they changed it, right?
Yes.
Sunny asks, who changed it?
Your Honor, may we see the sign?
Child, honey, it's the time. Child, who that is Stefon talking to back there? I don't know, child. He telling them to back up. Yo, I don't think this made her look good, especially since she went back to his house. Okay? Even, allegedly if Stefon did indeed do something to her into the room, I don't think that it makes her look good returning to his home after leaving Shy's home and going back to his. Especially, it doesn't look as if she was threatened, because if she was threatened, she would have never returned. This looked like the gig is up for her. It looks like a plain out money grab. And at the end of the day, of course, his team was going to offer something. They offered the $100,000. They wouldn't accept the $100,000 and hoping for more. So, I just feel like Shy ass ended up probably getting the $100,000 because she gave up that video that was in her vehicle.
All right, so you say they changed it, right? And Sunny asks, who changed it? And what did you say to Sunny?
He said they. So
What else did you say to Sunny?
he said, hey, so Steph and his name was white bitch.
I'm sorry?
White. I said, he said they, so Steph and the white bitch.
When you said, he said they, the he in that sentence was Steph, right?
Yes. No. Yeah. Yes.
And the they, who is that?
Them two together.
So your testimony is, so the white bitch, is that Lindsay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So was that the kind of thing you said to your coworker?
Yes, because she called me a bitch first.
I see.
So maybe she was
So
talking
what
about
kind of friend was
Lindsay
that?
Yes.
when she
Shared
said
stuff
she was
with
going
her.
to fuck
Sonny
the bitches
disliked
like
her
that.
too.
Okay. She shared
They
that.
had their own thing before I came.
And then if I could ask you to turn to tab D in your binder, which is Exhibit 4. And I'm sorry to do this, but if you could look, the numbers at the bottom right, the number that begins, that ends 178. there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that text exchange with Sunny, that was at 7:44 a.m. on December 11th.
Yes.
All right. And if you look at these messages on page 178 of Exhibit 4, this blue message at the top is something that you sent on December 11th, 7:52 a.m. Do you see that?
Yes.
And you sent it to Steph.
Yes.
What did you say to Steph?
Did Lindsay change my door code? And why can't I get into my room?
Okay. And then you and Steph kind of have a back and forth about the codes and why can't you get in, right?
Yes.
All right.
I remember that. That's not listed here, though.
Okay. And meanwhile, you're also having a text exchange with Sunny about Steph and the white bitch, right?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes. All right, as stated at sidebar, that objection is sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor. So you and Steph have some back and forth that same morning, December 11th, right? In text message. And he explains to you, if you can turn the page to 2 pages in, to page 180. He explains to you, I didn't know if you were if he was going to come back or not, so I had him changed. Right?
Stefon know why he had the door lock changed.
Is that what he wrote to you on
Yes.
December 11th in the morning?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you respond? It's right there on the same page in the blue bubble. Can you see it?
Lord.
Lord. And if you can turn the page, Steph wrote, shit you was saying, it was like it was over with. I was like, well. You understood he was talking about the text fight you had on December 2nd, right?
No.
Yeah. What did you respond to
I
Steph?
said no.
I'm sorry?
I said no. I didn't say yeah.
You didn't understand that he was talking about the last time that you saw each other on December 2nd, which is the day you got in the text fight about Lindsay and you not going to Miami?
Me and Stefon had arguments all the time. Like, not all the time, often, and it would just fly over. But it didn't turn into a fight like it did. I needed to come back to get my things.
Let's see what did you respond to Stefon on December 11th? And this is now 9 days after you were assaulted, supposedly.
I was assaulted. It wasn't supposedly.
What did you respond to Steph?
Was very emo. Sorry I made you feel that way. I don't want to leave. I want to stay to take care of you as long as I need you.
And you sent him a second message.
Really sorry, Steph.
You were angry with him on December 2nd. You already testified to that.
Needed to be nice to Stefon in order to get my pay to leave.
I'm sorry, you were texting?
I needed to be nice to Stefon in order to get my pay to leave.
Let's talk about your pay.
Yes.
You admit that you were apologizing to him about December 2nd, your behavior, don't you?
I was being nice to Stefon to get back in his good graces to get paid.
You were apologizing for your
Not
behavior.
by choice.
You were apologizing to Stefon Diggs by text on December 11th for your behavior on December 2nd.
Not by choice.
Is that a yes?
That's a not by choice.
It's a yes or no question, ma'am.
I don't know. What that would be a yes or no question.
It's a yes or no question.
If the witness is saying she can't answer that yes or no, she can have to.
Okay. All right, so your claim, I guess, is that Steph owed you money.
It's not a guess. Stefon did. Back wages.
You were
Wages
paid-
owed.
You were
It was wages. I think you should use the correct language.
Ooh.
the correct language
It's
for your
wages.
civil lawsuit?
I don't have a civil lawsuit.
You were paid $2,000 per week to cook for him, right?
Yes.
And if you used your own money to buy groceries, you were reimbursed for that.
Yes.
And when you were hired to work as Steph's chef, you didn't have to fill out a job application, right?
Domino's Parmesan Stuffed Crust pizzas are just $10.99.
Not they
Mix
ain't
and
had to
match.
fill out a job application.
Guys, I've never babysat a real baby before. And honestly,
That
I'm not
is
ready for
something
this.
else, honey.
Thanks,
Hired to work as Steph's chef, you didn't have to fill out a job application, right?
I stated previously, me and Stefon had an interpersonal relationship that was professional.
So is that a no? I did not.
I don't know how to answer that question. Yes
Did you
or
fill
no?
out a job application?
I don't know how to answer that question. Yes or no?
Yeah, did you fill out a job application?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Next one.
You didn't have any employment contract or anything?
Yes, we did.
Did you sign a written employment contract?
We had a verbal text contract.
Okay. You didn't have to interview with anyone to get the job, right?
He knew my skills.
So on December 1st, this is the day before you say you were assaulted, you submitted an invoice to be paid, didn't you?
Yes.
And can you explain to the jury, so you weren't just automatically paid?
I was supposed to be. They sent maybe 2 automatic payments, and then the rest was I would have to go through Sunny.
Right. You'd have to confirm with Sunny you worked that week, right?
I would have to, not that I confirm, I lived there, so it was never a confirmation.
She was there a lot too, right?
No.
Okay. So you did have to confirm with Sunny if you worked there or not.
Not that I worked. I had to confirm with Sunny my reimbursement. I lived there.
And on December 1st, what you did was you took an invoice for money you claimed you were owed, right?
It's not a claim, it's money that I was owed.
You submitted an invoice on December 1st for payment, right?
I don't recall. I don't know the exact date.
I do
Have you seen this
agree.
document before?
Maybe she would have had to act nice to try to get anything,
Yes.
but her mistake
It's
was
an email
going
dated
back into
December
that
4th,
house.
2025 from Melissa
I
Goddard.
saw that in a text screenshot. That email that Melissa has of mine was not working at the time. This was a screenshot that Stefon sent me. I never received this email.
Okay. This is an email from Melissa Goddard.
I never received it to my email.
Did you see the text of this message before?
I seen a screenshot similar. I
You know-
can't recall
You know
the
you
exact
have.
message.
Would you like me to give you a document to
Sure.
refresh you?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. If you want to give the jury a break, it's just going to take me a couple of minutes.
Why don't we just take a 5-minute break?
Thank you, Your Honor. I just don't want to waste time.
Sorry, I was looking at the wall.
All right, jurors can step down.
That was your invoice, right?
Yes.
And you said on that invoice dated December 1st, right?
Yes.
That you were owed payment of $2,000 for three weeks in November, right?
Yes.
And you were owed grocery reimbursement for $3,179.06, right?
Yes.
And that was what you submitted to get payment.
Yes.
And you said you didn't receive this email, but you remembered getting it by text message, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so you have read, and you remember seeing the substance of this email, true?
Yes.
Okay. And this is a response to your invoice, right?
I don't recall because Stefon was refusing to pay me for the week he sent me home.
Well, Melissa Goddard writes on December 4th, I appreciate you may not have received this on December 4th, but she writes, "Thank you for providing an invoice. I've attached a readable PDF." Okay.
With home service software from House Call Pro, you can streamline it all and get more done faster.
We're literally done.
Oh, yes.
And it turned out, Ms. Adams, you had gotten paid for 2 of the 3 weeks that you said you had gotten paid for, right?
This is missing a whole lot of stuff.
It's a yes or no question.
I can't answer your question correctly without the proper evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach? You may. Do you recognize this document as text exchanges between you and Sunny?
Damn, you gotta
Yes.
read them that long.
Dated December 9, 2025.
Yes.
And you're the person in the bubbles on the left.
Yes.
And you write to Sunny, "Hey, so I looked over my transfers, payment history, and they sent payments, 11/7 and 11/21, totaling $4,000. See that?
Yes.
So you knew that you had actually been paid for 2 of those 3 weeks that you tried to get paid for again, right?
What's your name? I never got your name.
Did you know
I
that
don't
you
know.
had
I was trying to address you by your name because I'm not this. I don't know. I can't answer that question correctly.
You knew on December 9th that you had been paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you said you hadn't been paid for, didn't you?
I don't understand the question.
You just acknowledged you wrote it to Sunny.
I was supposed to be paid for the week I was sent home.
Okay.
So I sent the incorrect amount because I didn't know he wasn't paying me for that week.
Right, so you sought $6,000 instead of $2,000.
That's my calculations was.
Right. And so that last week, that was a week you didn't work, right?
Because I was sent home.
Right, so you weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Mrs. Diggs sent me home because he had girls at
Ma'am,
the house.
Whatever you're going to add
should
is
be
not
paid.
responsive, Your Honor.
Yes. Using to she will restate it. Counsel, would you restate your question?
Yes. So you weren't in the kitchen cooking that week, right?
No.
Okay. If you can turn back to tab D, the page that ends 171, this is Exhibit 4, has been marked and admitted to evidence. Let me know when you get there.
D.
You there? So these are both On this page, these are both blue bubbles, so this is your text messages, right?
Yes.
All right. And on December 9th, 2025 at 2:27, you text Steph Diggs, right?
Yes.
And what do you say to Steph Diggs on December 9th? Do you need help finding it?
What's the last?
171. I can help you find it.
I said, can she call?
I'm sorry, the second text message.
Read the second text message
Yes, please.
without reading the
You
messages
can read
before.
the first and we can talk about who you're asking about. That's fine.
I was told to contact Melissa about my pay.
Okay.
So I responded, can she call me or can I call her?
And Melissa, just to the record's clear, is Melissa Goddard, right?
Yes,
She's Steph Diggs' bookkeeper.
that's what I was told.
She's the person who wrote that email on December 4th informing you that you had been already paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you were looking for, right?
I didn't receive that email.
Understood. So you were asking if she could call you or you could call her, right?
I was told to
You were
reach out
told
to
you
her.
could talk to her, right?
Yes,
And you never called her, did you?
yes, I did.
What did you say in the second?
I asked him
bullet?
for the number.
I'm sorry, and
I
what did
asked him for Miss Melissa Goddard's number.
the number is right on the email that you got in text form.
But that was later time.
This was December 4th. The email is from December 4th. The text message you're about to read is 5 days later.
Zaxby's Giant Wraps, Chicken Bacon Ranch, Asian Sensation, and Buffalo Blue. Who's got the sauce?
Want to go from this to this in just 30 days? New OGX Pro Growth Plus.
December 4th. The text message you're about to read is 5 days later, December 9th.
What I'm trying to say to you is that text message was sent at a later date to me.
On December 9th, you acknowledged to Sunny that you knew you had been overpaid. I'm sorry.
Overpaid?
I'm sorry.
Underpaid.
You knew that 4 of the $6,000 you were seeking, you had already received. And the last week that you hadn't been paid for was the week you weren't there. And now if you can read this text message that you sent to Steph Diggs on that same day, December 9th.
Hi, so I looked over the payments. Are you not paying me for the week you told me to go home? If not, that's fine. And just for my past employers, when I'm asked not to work, I'm still paid because I'm only with them for the season. It was supposed to say them. It said the season.
So that takes care of all of the weeks that you said you weren't paid for on December 1st, right?
The weeks that I sent to him calculated was adding in that week.
Right. 2 weeks you had already been paid for. 1 week you didn't work, and you told Steph on December 9th, if you don't want to pay that, that's fine. Right?
Yes.
All right. You also sought $3,179.06 in reimbursement for money you claimed you spent on groceries.
Yes.
That was on December 1st.
Yesterday I sent the email.
Okay.
The text.
3,000 on groceries.
And
Turn off all phones.
you knew that you needed to submit receipts to justify that level of expense on groceries.
That's what I did. Yes.
Is your testimony here under oath that you submitted receipts justifying $3,179.06 spent on groceries out of your money?
It was messed up. Was off. Something was off. Some receipts were the wrong receipt, and we cleared it up.
So something was messed up about that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You talked about an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Melissa asked you to return an NDA, right?
No.
I'm sorry?
No. Sonny asked me.
received an email from Melissa Goddard on December 13th, right?
Melissa and Sunny, I was having problems with the email, the same email.
Yes or no question, ma'am?
I can't answer that correctly.
Can you approach, Anna? Do you recognize that as an email you received from Melissa Goddard on December 13th?
Yes.
And the subject line is NDA payment?
Yes.
She tells you she's Melissa, Mr. Diggs's bookkeeper, right?
Yes.
So you hadn't talked to her before December 13th because she's introducing herself right now.
Yes.
Okay. She says, please return the completed NDA provided to you by Sunny to this email address, right?
Yes.
This is required for employment with Mr. Diggs or any of his entities. Right?
Yes.
Sunny has an NDA, doesn't she?
I'm not sure.
You don't know?
I don't talk to Sunny about her business, but Mr. Diggs.
You had some text messages with Mr. Diggs on December 13th, right after you got that email, didn't you?
I don't recall the date. I would like to see.
Let's go back to Exhibit 4. It's tab D, page 195. Let me know when you're there, please. You there?
Mm-hmm.
And again, this big blue text.
What's in that box?
Well,
The
now
good
we
stuff.
finding out.
Tempted yet?
And again, this big blue text bubble right here at the top, that's from you,
Girl, your
right?
receipt's been wrong and all.
Yes. Okay. And you write to Steph on December 13, 2025, you sitting here playing in my face. It's 700 some comments and none saying you effing Lindsay. Not a one. So if I told someone that, why it's not in a blog? You're still talking about that blog, that anonymous blog that caused you to get mad at Steph on December 2nd, right? When he chose. I'll clarify. Thank you, Mr. Virtue. On December 13th, you're still mad about the issue that led to Steph believing Lindsay over you.
From my recollection, he didn't.
I'm sorry. On December 13th.
I can't answer that question correctly without the previous text from Mr. Diggs.
You write, not a one, so if I told someone that, why it's not in a blog? You believe it and now sign an NDA. Send me my money. You sitting here playing in my face. Isn't that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. You were mad about the NDA because you thought you had to sign it because Steph believed you leaked something, right?
Yes.
Didn't have anything to do with an assault.
What did you say?
You thought the fact that you were being asked to sign an NDA was an indication that Stefon still didn't trust you, right?
No.
But you're talking about Lindsay and a blog to him the same day you get an email from Melissa asking you to sign an NDA, right?
Stefon knew that. I know.
Yes
so
or no question?
I can't answer that question without explaining.
If I told someone that, why it's not in a blog, you believe it and now sign an NDA. Those are your words, right?
It was now sign an NDA after you assault me. I had information on you.
You didn't
and you
say
think I was leaving.
Ma'am, it's not responsive. You didn't say anything about an assault when you talked about an NDA. Did you?
It does not change the fact that I was assaulted.
You talked about Lindsay in a blog, and he believed
It does not
Lindsay.
change the fact I was assaulted.
The first time you connected an NDA with an assault was when you went in to talk to Officer Ellis on December 16th to make a police report, right?
Yes, because I noticed the behavior.
And that was the same officer that you didn't need to be honest with about some of the details about your relationship with Steph, what happened on December 2nd, when you left your position, why you went back to his house on December 9th. True?
I don't understand the question. Can you repeat it?
All of those things that you said to Officer Ellis on December 16th were not true. You had a fight with Stefon Diggs on December 2nd over text about Lindsay and a blog and him believing Lindsay. Not about money, right?
It was about money. The last text that I sent to Ms. Diggs was about money.
It's a bit of a compound question.
Yes. It's true, Your Honor. I will... Let's turn back to the text messages between you and Steph after you sent that text message to him on the 13th, connecting the NDA with Steph's believing Lindsay.
I didn't say believing Lindsay.
No question.
You and Stefon got in another text argument about that issue, right? And if you could turn to page 201. The green bubble is Stefon, right?
Yes.
And he writes to you on December 13th. Here you go. Don't worry about Melissa, and you don't gotta worry about working moving forward. I never told nobody not to pay you. They said you owed money. You knew that, right?
No.
You knew that Melissa calculated the receipts that you submitted and
Right.
determined that you had been overpaid. Didn't you?
No.
Okay. They said you owed money, says Steph to you on December 13th. Here go that bread you was supposedly owed, I guess. That's what he said to you, right?
Yes.
And he Apple paid you $2,000, didn't he?
Yes.
And then he left another $2,000 on the stair railing in his home for you.
And that was for the week that I was there.
That was for the week of December 9th when you worked, right? And he asked you 3 times in your text message, what else do I owe you? And you never gave him a number, did you?
I said they owed me grocery. I had given Sonny the grocery reimbursement, the person that was my contact for giving receipts to.
I thought you just testified there was a mix-up with the numbers.
Yes, but I had talked to her about that. We had came up with the exact numbers after she added up the receipts.
You understood that Steph fired you that day, right?
I was leaving.
Okay. But you waited until he told you you don't have to work here anymore, and he paid you $4,000.
I came back for my money because I didn't have money to leave.
So the record's clear. You came back on December 9th.
To get my money that I was owed.
You worked. And then on December 13th, Steph told you you didn't need to work there anymore. Right?
I'd already had in my mind that I was quitting. I just came back to get my money.
You were furious with Steph on December 13th, weren't you?
No.
No?
No.
Do you remember that Shy Charles was actually at Steph's house that day?
Yes.
And she was braiding his hair.
Yes.
And she was staying downstairs. She was going to stay overnight.
Yes.
And she finished braiding his hair around midnight.
We don't want to see homeowners falling through their floors.
This is crazy.
Certainly not.
First of all,
So as the symptom goes,
Thumbs up the video,
She was
subscribe to
staying
the
down.
channel. Make sure that y'all keep on those post notification bells. We definitely gonna keep following the goddamn trial. But I feel like this girl, this woman owes. Look, he seemed like Stefon Diggs tried to pay her, even asked her if he owed her anything else. But in that time, I feel like she was in a place where she really didn't want to end her relationship, whether or not it was a situationship. She was comfortable about it up until this issue where she was not invited to go on this trip where she normally actually attends, obviously, with them. Okay? And she is upset. I believe that she is upset. One, because Lindsay told, but then two, she know rightfully so, she already had gotten money for the groceries because the receipts that she submitted was actually over what the receipts for the grocery really was. So they done paid her then. He done paid her 2 more times behind that is what it sounded like. And then on top of that proceeds to ask her if he owe her for anything else. But her being all in her feelings about Stefon Diggs and not wanting to let this situationship go that he was no longer interested in because this had done brought tension to the relationship. Hey, she didn't want to have to cop out of her position.
She was going to stay overnight.
Yes.
And she finished braiding his hair around midnight.
Yes.
And then you came down from your room to talk to Shy.
Yes.
And you did that because she was your friend.
My coworker. We were cool.
And she's the person you spent that week in New York with. December 2nd, the day you were supposedly assaulted, until December 9th, when you came back to the Dedham house, right? And you sat with Shy and you talked to her until 3 in the morning, didn't you?
Yes.
You told her you were finished with Steph Diggs, didn't you?
I told her in the middle of the week I was coming back to get my money, and I was trying not to be there when she came to braid his hair.
You made Shy a kind of confession in that conversation, didn't you?
A kind of confession?
Yeah. You told her Steph was going to pay.
No, I did not. I do not recall.
I'm going to remind you you're under oath, and I'll ask you that question again. Did you or did you not sit with Shy Charles on December 13th, a few hours after you were fired from your job, and tell Shy that Steph Diggs was going to pay?
No.
Did you tell Shy you were going to sue Stefon?
No.
Woo. Told ya. Girl, Shy got paid. Girl,
So after you were
Shy
fired
said,
on the 13th, you stayed in the house, I think you said 2 more days, right?
I wasn't fired.
After Steph Diggs told you you didn't need to work there anymore and paid you all the money
That day you went back.
that you claimed you were owed, you stayed in the house for 2 more days, right?
I had to get a plane ticket and I had to find somewhere to stay.
Okay. And then when you left his house, you went to the Dedham police station.
No.
You went to the Dedham police station on December 16th.
I left his house on the 15th.
You testified, and on your direct examination, you left on the 16th.
I left Stefon's house on the 15th. I went to the Dedham police station on the 16th.
Okay. And you told them he'd assaulted you 14 days before.
On December the 2nd.
And you had to pick a day that was long enough ago that it would explain why you didn't have any injuries, right?
right. That's what it seemed like.
Part of the lesson you were going to teach Steph was to make a false police report. Isn't that true?
Oh, wow.
Well, I'll ask a different question. Your report that you made, it's missing a lot of detail. Would you agree?
Yes. I was afraid to tell the relationship between me and Stefon Diggs.
But it's missing more than that,
No,
right?
it's not.
In your opinion, it isn't. Okay.
It's missing more of the text that was shared in the morning.
Okay.
It would have exposed a lot of things, and I still was trying to protect him and myself.
You actually recanted your own statements, didn't you?
No, I can't.
So you know the criminal complaint in this case issued on December 29th. Right? You know.
No, I don't know that.
Well, you were the complainant in the case. Is it your testimony you weren't notified that this case was going to be brought forward to the court?
I don't recall.
It was big news.
No one reached to me that I recollect.
You reached out to Steph's girlfriend at the time after this complaint was made public, right?
Because in the police report, I had not listened to the voice note. I just read the voice note. I was afraid she knew. I was afraid.
Ma'am, it's a yes or no question.
I can't answer that question.
After this complaint became public on December 29th, you reached out to Steph's girlfriend, didn't you?
I can't recall the date, but yes.
Yeah, Bertrand.
So she reached out to Cardi. Whew, yeah. It's a time.